You are now in the ice cube. So it is Sunday, August 9th, 2015, 10 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. And that's when I say 7 p.m. on the West Coast, that's when I bring in the fabulous Shadi Tegalido. How are you doing? Shadi, where are you? We lost Shadi.
We lost Sharice.
I don't have shit. Oh no, this is Senador. I'm very sorry. This is Senador Ramon Luis Nieves. Give me a second. Let me bring in Shadi. I pressed the wrong button. I'm very, very sorry. Shadi, I pressed the wrong button. We already have the senator on. But before we go to the senator, alright, so you're there. I pressed the wrong button. This is what happens when I don't have a producer, Cherie.
I know. Kristen is so muted.
Way too many things. I had it all set up. We're going to bring on the senator. I'm going to give us in a second. We're very excited to have him. I'm very, very excited to talk about the show because it's about my peeps. Talking about my peeps.
It's about about your feet. Good for you.
All right, so before we bring in the senator, what do you know about Puerto Rico?
Honestly, I know a lot right now. I know that there's a debt crisis. There hasn't been a lot of recovery coming in. That's about it.
All right, well, you're going to learn a lot. So listen, I pressed the wrong button, and this is what happens when you're a radio host and you don't have a producer. And I really am honored to have Senator Ramon Luis Nieves with us. Senator Nieves, are you with us? Hello? Are you there? Hold on. Let me try this again. Senator Nieves? Yes, Senator Nieves, are you with us? Yes, I'm here with you. Okay, perfect. I'm very, very sorry. This is what happens when I forgot my producer. Don't worry. No, he had this is live radio. Before his daughter he's a dad, and he couldn't make it tonight. But we're here. We're very. Let me give you the proper introduction before we talk about it. And we really, first of all, we're really honored to have you. For people that are listening, this is Senator Ramon. Yeah, this is Senator Ramon Luis Nieves out of Guayabo, San Juan. I was playing sort of my hood when I grew up a little bit in Puerto Rico. He is a member of the PPD, which is in Spanish, is the Partido Popular Democrático, or as they say in English, the Popular Democratic Party, the PPD. They are the current government. There's the current party. The governor is running the administration. It's running the governor of Puerto Rico. And we really want to, what I want to do tonight, Senator Nieves, is try to have a real conversation about what is going on the island. Because one of the things that is happening on the mainland is that there is now a lot of attention about sort of the crisis in Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rico's debt crisis, right? And there's so many stories happening right now about, and it makes it sound like Puerto Rico is on this, road to hell in a lot of ways. And I think there's a lot of misinformation. I think there's a lot of miscomparisons to Greece. I've been covering this topic for 7-8 years. I don't want to be a journalist and try to, I want you to talk a little bit more about, this is an opportunity for you to talk to U.S. Latinos about, or not necessarily Puerto Rican, not necessarily Bolivia, but to talk about this in a little bit more of a way that is, you have more time. You don't have to do this in 3 minutes. And I think that's part of the problem. So how do we really try to break this down? And as of today, August 9th, 2015, in Puerto Rico, people read about 3 or 4 days ago that the government did not make a payment on its first debt obligation. And now there's these sort of stories going on saying that, what's going on in Puerto Rico? So can you please just kind of break it down a little bit? Just give us a little sense of what's happening now, August 9th, 2015 on the island.
Of course, first of all, thanks for having me on your program. What I have to say, first of all, is that it's the 9th year that Puerto Rico has been on a recession, on a economic recession, and this is a very important context. It's a very important fact that we must take into account in order to fully explain why we have a debt crisis right now. I was in the U.S. until yesterday, and they lost that. I got the sense that most people kind of knew about Puerto Rico, or as soon as I said to people that I met in the U.S., they told me, "Oh, you're from the island that has a debt crisis right now." But most people don't know why we're in a debt crisis, and thank you a lot for the opportunity of discussing this issue with you.
So tell us right now, do you want to break it down? Because, Sharice, I know, yes, Sharice, you're here, right? So I want you to be sort of like the student here. And, we brought on the senator. I kind of brought on a lot of other people on the island and talk about this. And one of the things that I really want the conversation to focus on first is to put the politics aside, because the problem with Puerto Rico, Sharice, is that the moment you start talking about what's going on the island, everyone starts, picking cues. So I really want the senator just to kind of walk us through, when you talk about 9 years of a recession, Senator, can you put this in perspective? So we're talking about 2005. So let's start there first. Let's not talk about the $72 billion yet, or whatever. We're going to spend close to an hour here. Please just start explaining what happened 9 years ago.
Thank you. First of all, the thing was that in 1996, we must go back right down to 1990. In 1996, the Congress eliminated and phased out what was called Section 936 of the Internal Revenue Service Code, the IRS Code. That section of the IRS Code provided for significant tax incentives for manufacturing companies, specifically pharmaceutical companies. And the fact was that since 1976, we have that tax benefit that for 20-30 years helped create jobs and economic development in Puerto Rico, mostly based in pharmaceutical and other manufacturing operations. That was the 936 section was the backbone of Puerto Rico's economy. Back then, what was that the Congress eliminated that tax incentive, calling it as a form of corporate welfare. And the Congress phased out the elimination of Section 936 until 2006. And what I'm going to say now is a fact. It's not a political interpretation or anything. It's a fact. Section 936 ended, or the benefits of Section 936 ended for Puerto Rico in January of 2006. And on March of 2006, the recession started. A recession that has not ended since that time. So we are 9 years into our economic recession. What happened during that time also? During the 1990s, the government that was the local government in Puerto Rico, headed by the State Party, started a program of, for instance, trying to get like an universal health care for everybody in Puerto Rico, which is a good thing. However, that program lacks proper financial backing since that time. Apparently, the administration in Puerto Rico at that time was depending on Hillary Clinton's health plan that she was advocating for in the mid-90s in order to have the proper financial backing for Puerto Rico's plan. That obviously did not happen. So that's an important fact for us to have. And apart from that, the administration in 1990 started betting on construction of huge infrastructure projects. However, those projects did not have the proper financial backing. What happened? After the administration ended in the year 2000, the next administration had this financial problem on its doorstep and started making more issues in order to respond for the ending of the construction of those infrastructure projects. So at that time, you can see the economic numbers of Puerto Rico, the financial numbers of Puerto Rico. You see the debt situation going up, our fiscal situation going up since the end of the 1990s. And if you add to that the fact that in 2006 our economic recession started, and if you add to that we paid for 20 years, and maybe you must remember this, but for 20 years we had a big construction bubble here in Puerto Rico, a whole economic model based on the fact that the real property in Puerto Rico was always going to be more solid and gain in its prices and the cost of real property in Puerto Rico. So we built a whole banking system based on the fact that real property values were always going to go up. And that created a real property bubble. I come from, before being a Senate, I used to be a lawyer in the financial sector. So I was there during those happy days in Puerto Rico. And the thing was that, apart from that, we had the financial crisis of the United States in 2008. So if you add all those factors contributed to the to Puerto Rico's economic development start going down in 2005. Our economy has not grown for the past 10 years. And for those same past 10 years, what Puerto Rico's government did was to borrow and borrow and borrow. In fact, in the former administration of the State Party in 2009, between 2009 and 2012, that administration got to borrow almost $20 billion from our $72 billion of bond issues that we have right now. $20 billion come from those 3 years. And that's what awaited us at the door as soon as we assumed the reins of this administration in 2013. And lastly, we must not forget that our retirement systems and the public employees in Puerto Rico were in deficit for some years by now. And the thing was that as soon as we assumed the administration, we understood that we concluded that we did not take action on our retirement system. For instance, the general retirement system of Puerto Rico was going to go bankrupt on 2013. So we took action on that year. But if you add up all those economic and fiscal problems, that's how you get to the 2 billion problem that we are in right now. And the declaration by the government a few weeks ago that Puerto Rico's public debt is unpayable. And you know what? I have seen the debt service charge going on from 2016 up to maybe 2030 or something. And if we continue the level of public debt that we have right now, in a few years, Puerto Rico will not have any money to provide for services for the people of Puerto Rico on healthcare, education, security, and all of the other sectors that we need in Puerto Rico in order for us to have a society at all. So that's right. I hope that I didn't take too much time on explaining why we. No, and take your time. I mean, I'm not trying to. I understand. We have you on only, and obviously, you're representing the current, a member of the current party, and not this, as a senator of the majority party right now on the island. And I understand that politics is part of this, but I think there's a lot of people in this country who are almost shocked and surprised that what just happened. And I've been writing about this, like I said, for the last 7 or 8 years, and now all of a sudden everything's come to a blow. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about. All right, so the factors that led there. It's obvious that if you look at the previous administrations, whether it's the statehood or a Commonwealth party, and I've written about this even going into the 60s and the 70s, that no matter who was in power, there was a culture of borrowing, there was a culture of maybe a lack of economic vision for the island. And that sort of has come to a head because things that, people have been borrowing, and then when you're not developing an economy, or like you said, you're not, you're speculating on property values and all this, that eventually this is all going to come to a close. So we're at this situation now, Senator, where it's a dire situation for the island. And it feels that, at least from the U.S. mainland perspective, we're getting a lot of information about what the bondholders and what Wall Street want. But we're not getting enough information about how is this affecting life in Puerto Rico, right? What's the social contract? Before we get into, solution or what you're doing or politics, can you explain a little bit more about how are people being affected on the island? Because I don't think a lot of people know. They go to San Juan, reporters right now will literally, from the United States, literally get on an airplane, leave San Juan, and go out to San Juan and interview a couple of people. And they might interview people in Condado or San Juan. But that's just one part of the island. Can you talk a little bit more about how this is impacting the island in general? Because the specifics, the school closing, people leaving. I mean, can you give us more specific examples? Well, let me start by saying that one of the most immediate effects of Puerto Rico's economic and fiscal crisis is shown on our numbers in demographics. Puerto Rico is having right now the biggest migration from a country to another that can be compared, and maybe 15 numbers, what happens in other countries when there's migration due to wars and conflicts. So that we have seen those numbers. Puerto Rican people are immigrating to the U.S. We have that. If we are American citizens, if we have economic problems here, we can migrate to the U.S. And that is happening, and that is affecting the whole outlook of what Puerto Rico is right now. it will affect politics in Puerto Rico, it will affect social services in Puerto Rico. So that's one of the immediate impacts of economic and fiscal problems. However, you know what? I'm a senator from San Juan, so the capital of Puerto Rico. What I'm seeing right now is that in the midst of all this crisis, we have opportunities for growth in Puerto Rico. In the last few years, we have seen, and I have known personally, people that were dismissed from their jobs, so they have lost their jobs, or they have their economic situation has changed, and they are establishing new business, small, medium, micro enterprise, and micro business. They're doing that, and we are identifying opportunities of economic growth every day in Puerto Rico. I'm a sponsor, I'm the author of a bill that became law to promote creative industries in Puerto Rico, because I'm very convinced that when a country has economic problems, it has to look into itself in the mirror and say, as a country, what's the thing that I do best? And I guess that it's obvious that Puerto Rico's economic, Puerto Rico's creativity, the creativity of Puerto Ricans in music, the arts, the digital world, communication, architecture, the creative industry has been well established. So our government signed my bill into law, and we are we're making headway on that issue. So Puerto Rico, this crisis is also an opportunity for us. However, I must kind of distinguish between Puerto Rico's economical problems from the fiscal crisis of the government. Those two crises are interrelated, but they're not the same. To me, I'm very convinced, and I have been very convinced, I have said so for more than a year, that Puerto Rico's public debt has become unpayable. And the reason that it has become unpayable is that in order to pay for that huge public debt, we will have to decide between paying for debt service and pay for basic services to the people. And I don't see any way to go around it. You can see the numbers, they're right there, and the numbers don't lie. What I think that will be best for Puerto Rico is to, and I support the Governor Garcia Padilla in this, what Governor Garcia Padilla has said, that he is confident that we can start discussing with the bondholders and with the hedge funds ways to get to a result of a consensual restructuring of our public debt will be the way to go. And you know what? I have had the benefit of talking to a lot of hedge funds, and they obviously want to make a quick buck in Puerto Rico, and they have done that in many countries. And I'm very aware of that. I come from the financial sector, so I know about that. But what I have to admit to them that this is a good opportunity for them too, because if they think long term, we could become partners in the economic recovery of Puerto Rico. And I hope that a lot of those same hedge funds the same hedge funds that have invested on GEOs or non-GEO debt for Puerto Rico also have other partners in other financial or economic sectors and productive sectors that they might as well try to get some agreements going on with us in order for their other clients or their investments to come here and invest their money in Puerto Rico. But I'm very confident that in the near future we can get into agreements, we can reach agreement with them in order for us to, for everybody to become a partner in the economic recovery of Puerto And I have told them in the past that if they think long term in Puerto Rico, they can make more money than kind of thinking short term. Some of them bought bonds for 40 cents on the dollar, and they maybe expect to sell if they reach 50 or 60 cents. Hey, maybe if you stay a little quite a little longer, we can reach agreement. We can make a lot of money in the long term.
Senator,
Right.
I have a question for you. So,
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Please tell us where Puerto Rico borrowed $72 billion from.
Well, the breakdown is that Puerto Rico, I mean, this may be a legal topic, but the thing is that, I don't know if you know, our Constitution actually guarantees payment on what we call the general obligations, the GOs. The GOs in Puerto Rico are like $20 billion or something like that. From our 72 or 74 billion of our public debt. So even though it's a small portion of our public debt, it is still a very significant portion, and the consequence of having that debt constitutionally guaranteed and protected is that if we defaulted on that debt, the bondholders would ask the local department of the Treasury for payment, would demand payment, and the local department of the Treasury has to pay those debts, even though the Department of the Treasury says, you know what, I'll comply with the GO debt, even though I'll have no money to pay for our public employees or for hospitals or for schools. So that's the actual consequence of GOs. The other non-GO debt is mostly related to our public corporations. One of the biggest debtors is PREPA, the Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority. I'm the chairman of the Energy Committee in the Senate, and we have dealt with PREPA a lot with this past few years. And the thing is that PREPA, as you will know, is undergoing a restructuring process right now, which has taken more than a year. It started on July or August of 2014. And PREPA owes more than $10 billion right now in public debt. And but you know what? It's very interesting. I'm really confident that when PREPA goes, Puerto Rico public debt will go too, because the restructuring officer of PREPA, Mr. Donahue, and her firm are doing a good job in sitting down with bondholders, with PREPA's bondholders, and reaching agreement and creating plans in order to really restructure PREPA, both in the operation side of PREPA and in the financial side of PREPA. So that's happening right now, and PREPA is an example of a public corporation that was really the jewel of the kingdom, you know. However, politics and bad decisions in the past really got PREPA down to the place it is right now. We have other public corporations that have significant public debt, and that debt is not constitutionally guaranteed. Well, you know what? I'm going to take it to you in a very public manner, and I'm very confident that PREPA's renegotiation of its public debt will have they will reach agreement, and I am confident that it will be good for Puerto Rico and for the bondholders. And PREPA's renegotiation of its restructuring of its debt and its operations could become an example for what has to happen with other public corporations in Puerto Rico.
Right. So Senator Yanis, when you talk about the public utilities, you know, one of the things, Sharif, that you should know is that a lot of money that was lent came, so basically most simplest of terms. So because this is financial, but a lot of Americans or Puerto Ricans invest in Puerto Rico through through funds or whatever. And one of the things that we hear, at least now, Senator Harris, is that Puerto Rico has had a history of mismanagement, whether it's in the public utilities, whether it's in government spending, and that now when people are calling for their debts to be paid, that the perception of the island as being, quote unquote, backwards, quote unquote, lack of vision, that a lot of mistakes have been made in the past. And from what I understand, we're talking decades of bad decisions. And now everything has sort of been accelerated into this because everyone wants to get seen. So how does the government, how do you or anyone else in the government deal with sort of this incredible dilemma? Because, I think that's because you're now dealing with people that don't have an understanding of the history, that don't have an understanding of the relationship that Puerto Rico has with the United States, that see Puerto Rico now as a backward, mismanaged, corrupt, bloated budget that is a welfare state that is dependent on, you know what I mean? Like that, I think that's part of the issue here. So, do you as a senator, do you talk in your dealings with hedge funds and your dealings with people on the mainland? Do you have to fight? I mean, how do you deal with those perceptions or misperceptions about how people are viewing Puerto Rico now?
Well, first of all, Puerto Rico in the last 40 years has obviously made mistakes in its governance and even with its public debt. However, and I have to say this, when we started talking in this interview, I started explaining the Section 936 issue. There has been debate about the United States government responsibility on our financial situation. As you well know, the Federal Reserve, the Department of the Treasury, Congress, everybody that says, this is Puerto Rico's problem. They have to deal with it. But you know what? Our economic crisis started because of, and the main reason that it started is because of the elimination of the Section 936 tax incentives. And you know what? We could have another program where we can debate about whether those tax incentives were good or bad for Puerto Rico. There's debate about that. But the thing was that those tax incentives were the backbone of Puerto Rico's economic development structure. So as well as the Congress phased out those benefits without replacing those incentives with another similar incentives for our economic development structure, things went down. And this is a fact. And let me tell you, this is not a political statement that I'm making. These are facts. As soon as Section 936 tax benefits were phased out at the start of 2006, our economic recession started. That's a fact. So when we're talking about the responsibility of the United States government, we must not forget about what happened. And let me tell you something else. I find very insulting for the U.S. Department of the Treasury telling us that, we're giving you technical assistance. And you know what I say? I don't care about your technical assistance. You must do more than that to help us because 20 years ago, the backbone of Puerto Rico's economy was taken away from us without no speech from the Puerto Rico government at all. Although the administration that was is power at that time supported the nation. That's well, but the thing is that I understand that the U.S. Has also a big token of responsibility here and must work with us in order for us to find ways to develop our economy. Because apart from what we can do to restructure our public debt, we must find ways to develop our economic development model here in Puerto Rico. And maybe at this time it will be useful to tax to get to establish issues.
So let's talk about so let's talk about that because I mean there's so many topics to cover, Senator. And for me, we can talk about the Medicaid disparity, we can talk about the drought issue, we can talk about all the things that are happening right now in Puerto Rico. But the reality is, the big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And you raise it. I mean, the decisions that have been made within the current status. Decisions that have been made into the city. We're talking about decades. We're talking decades of decisions. But it does count. As much as political status needs to take a back seat when you have to pay a bill. This is just another example of our sort of, and I say our because I'm talking to a fellow lawyer, this sort of ongoing squirrel, hamster in the wheel of how do we resolve our status and relationship with the United States. Because this example, when you look at it, you have the White House saying that they're not going to help Puerto Rico. Congress, no matter what happens, I don't think any, right now, unless actual Puerto Ricans on the island, on the mainland, start calling their congressman and saying this matters to me, I think there's more interest there. I don't think a bill is going to happen right now, unless you get 3 million Puerto Ricans marching on Washington. But it comes down to the relationship that since 1898. And I know you for a little bit, I'm not sure where you stand, but I think within the current Commonwealth Party, there's been different points of view, but there's also, it seems that Puerto Ricans, at least the impression, is that we're trying to fix something that can no longer be fixed. So where do you stand in that situation? Are we trying to keep the ELA, which is on its deathbed? Are we trying to put it on a life support system here and is it time to cut it off? And is it time to really look at this more holistically, where you have visitors, Commonwealthers, independents, diaspora, all together and say, whatever happened for the last 50 years, happened. How do we start putting Puerto Rico first? So I know I'm talking a lot of things your way, but I really want to see if we can kind of end the segment with that, with your thoughts about all this.
Well, first of all, I'm not one of I'm not going to be one that blames the current status for the current financial fiscal crisis in Puerto Rico, because if you go to Detroit, they have their fiscal crisis on their status. Or you go to Greece or Argentina, they have their fiscal crisis on their independence. However, I'm really convinced that in order for us to create a gateway out of our economic crisis and to a path forward of one path towards economic development, we need some economic and political powers. So, in my political party, I'm a big supporter of sovereign free and fair state of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico needs sovereignty at least in my view, needs the sovereign powers that it could help us to, for instance, if you look at the whole Jones Act debate on our Jones Act, the Jones Act, the cabotage laws, it is insane that Puerto Rico is still subject to those laws right now. All of you that are not familiar with that, those laws are laws that Puerto Rico can only transport goods from the mainland of the U.S. to Puerto Rico. It is restricted. They have to use the merchant marine ships with the U.S. flag, U.S. vessel flag. And the merchant marine of the U.S. is the most expensive in the world. So it is still subject to those cabotage laws were created at a time when it makes sense because of the world wars and the way security was handled at that time. Those laws do not make sense at all in the 21st century. Puerto Rico also most economic powers to enter into trade and tax agreements with other countries. We can do so. Obviously, we will not enter into an agreement with North Korea or Iran or any enemy of the U.S. But we must have that capacity. Therefore, our whole business class to benefit from those agreements that the government of Puerto Rico will agree on. So, those are examples of ways that the U.S. can help us really recognize those areas of sovereignty. Puerto Rico, I'm a supporter of Puerto Rico entering into a compact of association with the United States. It has been done in the past. This will be the first time that the U.S. will have to enter into a compact of association with territory, or at that time, a former territory of U.S. citizens. But I understand that there are no legal problems on doing that. At the same time, there were no legal problems on comparing the citizenship to Puerto Ricans in 1917 when we were a mere territorial colony of the U.S. So, it can be done again.
Yeah, so the first time of Americans that I understand. Yeah, yeah, but here's my question, and then I'll turn it over to Sharice. But do you think the Obama administration, do you think the U.S. Congress, do you think the U.S. Senate really cares about the situation right now? I mean, do you think that from what the governor has been doing in Washington, what the leaders, even what the resident commissioner has been trying to do, I know he's a state governor, but I mean, it seems like everyone wants something to happen. It means that there is a desire for the United States government to help out Puerto Rico. So, if you could predict, or do you see any sign of trying to help out the situation, or do you see this all on you as leaders of the island, and basically the attitude of the United States right now is like, sorry, go for it. Figure it out yourself and go deal with Wall Street and the hedge fund. I mean, what's your take right now on this?
Well, apart from the fact that the Department of the Treasury is giving us quote-unquote financial and technical assistance, the U.S. government has been frustrating dealing with them because at this time they're not helping Puerto Rico at all. I hope that situation changes in the near future. They don't have to write a check to Puerto Rico for $72 billion. We are not expecting that, but we could expect some other kind of help from the federal government. The Department of the Treasury has the tools to help us in other ways other than assuming our debt, which will not happen. So most of us are feeling the way
the constituents from New York City fell in 1970. You remember that that headline of President Ford to New York City, drop dead. So that's why we are seeing right now that Obama is telling Puerto Ricans, drop dead. We're not going to bail you out, but at the same time we're not going to help you at all. And that is very sad because we understand that one of the main factors that triggers our economic crisis is the one that I talked about with the elimination by an act of Congress of the tax incentives of Section 936. So it is very sad and frustrating to deal with that reality. An internal optimist. I hope that in the next few months, maybe we can reach agreement with the U.S. government in order for them to help us out in several ways. As I told you, they don't have to write a check for $72 billion, but they have other tools and other ways that they can do help Puerto Rico.
Right. So let me bring in, we have a call from a guest. I'm going to bring in Gretchen from Washington, D.C., who runs Gretchen. Yes, we can hear you. Quick question. Hello, Gretchen.
Hi, how are you doing? This has been a great show today. I learned a lot. I've been listening for a little bit now. I'm glad you mentioned that whole thing about the White House. I'm simply upset that there's one that a Democratic president will not help a Democratic governor in what is essentially a Democratic election, because they're largely Democratic institutions. So I cannot even begin to understand what is going on in the White House that they're not giving us a hand. So, and I'm sorry that you don't have any ideas about that, because we have looked at this more about that. The question that I have was really worrying me is about this financial control board. I think that the financial control board for Puerto Rico is very real. And I think, I know a lot of people in Puerto Rico think this is a great idea, but they do not know what they're getting into, because nobody knows what they're getting into. What I'm concerned is, what is the strategy that the government is using to address this? When you take a speech, about the money that are running by that way, and you explain what this is trying to do, which is have a 5-year budget, and have a fiscal control board of sorts, and have the plan by the end of Congress, all that sounded very good. And it's a way to create, perhaps, a financial control board. So what really we should reflect is that on the day that Puerto Rico has its first virtual, and virtual is about to be fixed on real default, in 117-year-old history, the governor disappeared. Not only does he not there, but people actually don't even know where he is. And the idea that this would be the strategy for what he did when Wall Street and Washington was looking for leadership sometimes, estaba en su respuesta, that he would have done something like that. So can you explain to us what is the government's strategy to show to Wall Street and Washington that he is serious about this reform? That is very worrying.
Thank you for the question and your comments. So, first of all, I know that it was very difficult for the governor to say out loud that the debt, Puerto Rico's debt is unpayable, as he said a month ago. But knowing the governor as I know him, I know that he's really working on a plan with several sectors. We expect that plan to deal with our spending, with other measures to stimulate the economy. We expect those measures at the end of this month. The talk about the financial control board, we have not seen an actual bill right now to create a financial control board. I don't know if one will be submitted after the start of this session. Our session of the legislature starts in August 17th. But we must take something into account. This for me, is very important. It will not be fair for anyone if we focus on just our spending, because we can lower our expenses, okay, no problem. But we must also get serious on restructuring of our public debt too.
the negotiation for debt is essential for us too. And let me give you a brief example. Regarding PREPA, for instance, a colleague of mine in House of Representatives, the local House of Representatives, has done public hearings on a very interesting issue. He submitted his point of view that sometime in 2010 or 2011, PREPA, our Public Electric Power Authority, was technically insolvent. However, PREPA got to do several bond issues, significant bond issues at that time. So one of that, and I come from banking, we have this term in banking, this legal term for lender's liability. And you can maybe break it down. If I owe you $100, it is my problem. If I owe you $100 billion, it's your problem. What there's a term called lender's liability, you cannot lend money to an entity that is technically insolvent. Right. So those are legal thing. I don't want it to interfere with what's really happening in PREPA, but it is an example of what's happening for a reason. So I'm very confident that our government will announce in the next few weeks several measures to deal with our spending. We have cut down spending significantly in the last few years. We have not created jobs in the public sector. In fact, jobs in the public sector has gone down the last 2-3 years. We have done our part, and in the first year of our administration, we for the public pension system reform on the general retirement system, or teacher retirement system, on the judicial retirement system. Although some of those measures were struck down by the local Supreme Court, we are part with significant political opposition and political costs. So nobody can say in the financial world that Puerto Rico has not done its part. We have done our part in its crisis. We could do more, but at the same time, we cannot destroy Puerto Rico in order to pay for our public debt. And I will not allow that. The government will not allow that to happen, because the reason that we have a government at all is to provide services for the people, not to pay debt. The public debt is an instrument in order for us to provide services. The government was not constituted for Rico in order to become an instrument to pay the debt. So we must be very clear about it. Right. So, Cherise, one final question. I know you wanted to.
Yes, Senator. There's a large diaspora of Puerto Ricanos on the mainland and in the U.S. What can you do to raise awareness?
Well, it was in several weeks ago, I was in Washington, D.C., and I participated on a press conference held by Representatives Miriam Velázquez and José Serrano in the Congress, the same day that Luis Gutiérrez from Chicago also some significant and very important initial statement in the Congress, and at the same time, other press conferences were held in Orlando and in New York City by NIC Mayor Bill de Blasio and Marisa Margarito. I understand that the Puerto Ricans are moving, and one effect of this great diaspora migration that we have in the U.S. is that the Puerto Ricans can become a significant political force in our congressional districts. So they have the power to confront their representatives, their senators, in order for them to take notice and to assume positions regarding Puerto Rico's debt situation. So Puerto Ricans in the diaspora will become a political force to help the rest of us that are here, and their families are here. And the other day, what I would like for us to resolve this financial situation, get our economy going, so we can create jobs, or we can create a new Puerto Rico, a new economic development model for Puerto Rico. And maybe some of our friends in the diaspora will come back and contribute what they have learned and what they have experienced in the U.S. Because I'm very confident about Puerto Rico's recovery, but this political situation must be resolved right now. We are going to work hard in order for us to resolve this situation. Senator Nieves, we really appreciate your time. I was really happy to have you. I know you don't have a lot of, to talk anyway. This was probably not something that you would do. I mean, we really wanted to give you the time to talk uninterrupted. Considering I know how the Puerto Rican political radio talk show like, so we really thank you for your time, and we'd love to continue the discussion. Un placer, and again, we'll be following this. We've been covering this story for years and for months, and we really want to thank you again. Muchas gracias, senador Howard Luis Nieves. Un placer. Thank you so much for being on with us. Well, thank you, and
Thank you.
also thank AMC, because The Walking Dead has not yet started. So, if The Walking Dead, there you go, has started, we will not have to beat them at all. Yeah, no, but the good thing, yeah, that's good. No, but the good thing is we'll put this online tomorrow, and you can share this with anyone. We really appreciate your time. Senator, thank you, anytime you want to go, I'm at your service. Well, thank you, gracias for your listening. Un placer. Oh, gracias. Hablamos, gracias, senador. So that, Sherry,
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of like a crash course.
It really was.
We're gonna bring more, of these politicians on, more of these leaders. There was a lot to cover. We weren't gonna get to everything tonight. But what I heard was, he's a leader in the current administration, at least in the Senate. And he said, the United States doesn't have to give us a check for $72 billion to sail us out, but throw us a phone, help us out. We got this. He seemed pretty confident. Now, I'll be honest with you, if I brought the opposition party, they'd be saying that, Puerto Rico was colonial, and we should sell this Commonwealth scholarship, that if we became a state, all this would go away. And the hope, Sherry, in the next couple of weeks is that we want to bring in one of the leaders of the statehood party, so you get a different perspective. So the education of Saliste Galindo when it comes to Puerto Rican will continue.
Yes.
I thought it was a good show. I want to thank Gretchen for calling us a good test for Puerto Rico sessions. But I hope people out there read us and at least can acknowledge the fact that they might have learned something tonight. That English language media, it's not something, it's like Greece, oh my God. I mean, yes, the situation for Puerto Rico is bad. Yeah.
Really bad, and the coverage here doesn't make it seem like it's urgent, really. I mean, there really isn't heavy coverage.
It's heavy, but if they actually talk to people that are in there and talk, we'll keep at it, Shirley. Latino Rebels Radio, we're here next week. Right? Right?
Entonces, yeah, okay.
Latino. Technical issue. We're out of here. Hasta luego. Hasta bien. Latino Rebels Radio. Chao. Chao.